If you ever want to have a good application, if you ever want to build a very successful application, then payment is something that you must tackle. It's a very, very important aspect of developing the FlutterFlow or any other tool of your choice. So you always want to check most of the payment solutions that you have and make sure you're making the right decision before implementing payment. I've been in this I've been in a fix before now. I implemented Adaptive. I implemented Adaptive in the application, and then things just started to go a bit wrong, a bit sideways, and I had to go back and roll the application back, and then go implement a different payment gateway entirely. So let's start with the two payment gateway that I think you would find in FlutterFlow, right? You would have revenue cards, and then you have Adaptee, and you have Braintree, and a few other ones. But today I'm gonna compare revenue card and Braintree, and also talk about the third best option, which is Stripe. Mind you, I am saying this for mobile applications, not for web applications, right? So for revenue card, there's a cool reason why I love to implement revenue cards in FlutterFlow, simply because it's very, very easy to implement. It's very easy compared to this other tool here, Adaptee. It's not really the easiest to implement. Adaptee comes with a library, but revenue card comes directly with FlutterFlow. So you don't really have to do too much. All you have to do is to impute your revenue card ID, and you'll be able to integrate it with FlutterFlow. That's all you have to do. Your revenue card ID is all you need, and you'll be able to integrate it. But for Adaptee, you need to use the library, and you need to make a whole lot of if else statement. It didn't take me more than 10 minutes to implement revenue cards in my application. Yeah, for Adaptee, it took a while for me to implement. So the first thing is how easy it is, But mind you, revenue card and Adaptee has the same backend setup. So you still have to go to the App Store or the Google Store to fill out everything based on their documentation. So that's not different at all. I think the only thing that's different is when you want to implement it in app. That's when it will be different. Another thing that you also have to think about is how much money do you want to keep? If you check out the pricing here in Adaptee and come back here and check out the pricing, you would see two different pricing that you always want to understand before you pick one, right? Here, you would see that revenue card gives you free, you can use it free up to when you have 2,500 monthly recurring revenue, right? So the thing is that you'll be able to use it as long as you don't hit 2,500 in revenue every month, right? But once you hit 2,500, you begin to pay 1% of every transaction that happened in your account. So let's say, for example, you're charging people on the average 100 USD per year for your application. That means you would give 1%, 1% to revenue card for helping you collect payment, right? So because here, revenue card is serving as a bridge between your app and the Play Store. So they do every other thing at their end to make sure that you don't have to write any line of code when implementing this. And not just that, they help you with so many things, right? They help you to understand, they help you to improve your conversion. So there are a lot of things that I'm going to show you that I think revenue card does help you do instead of implementing it yourself directly with app with the iOS store or the Google store. Because one thing is analytics is everything. Analytics is everything. Without analytics, you will not be able to know if you're doing something right or you're doing it wrong. So what a revenue card gives you are the numbers. That's the same thing that Adaptive gives you. They give you the numbers that you need to make very, very successful decisions. So, but for Adaptive Free will not charge you anything up to 10,000 in revenue, right? If you click on this question mark, it will say 10,000 monthly revenue. But the thing is, there are a couple of things that you wouldn't see until you jump to the pro, right? You will not be able to you will not be able to do anything like localization. You will not be able to see advanced analytics. You'll not be able to see advanced features. You'll not be able to test your paywall. Yeah, so you see there are a couple of things that you have to do. But the thing is, Adaptive will charge you $99 per month. If you come here, if you come here and say it's $99 a month for the first 10K, right? Then 1% of MTR. So it's literally very, very similar, but they will charge you 99%, $99 a month, irrespective of how much you're earning. So you could earn $100 this month and Adaptive will still charge you 99. You can earn 500, Adaptive will still charge you 99 until you get to 10,000. Right. So in the immediate when it comes to pricing in the immediate, as a person who's just getting started, revenue card is the best. But if you go past 2,500, then Adaptive becomes the tool of choice, because if you compare $99, even if you have $10,000, you still pay $99. But come to think of it, it's not so much at all. If you're doing $10,000 a month, you're doing $99 in Adapti, and you're doing $100 on a revenue card. So revenue card, at the end of the day, it wins, because it's easy to implement, and the cash, it's very, very similar. And then if you go to Pro Plus, right, then you begin to pay $499 every month. So when it comes to this whole Pro Plus, it's revenue card takes it completely, because revenue card gives you everything. They give you everything you need. They give you everything for free. You don't have to pay anything. All you have to do is to give 1% to revenue card. So let's check out some of the things it gives you. So I've implemented the same app on Adaptive before, and also the same app on revenue card now. So this is the revenue card overview. So, but if you look at it, you'll be able to see charts. And these are informations that you need, especially churn. You'll be able to see new pay subscribers, churn, all these things are stuff that you're going to pay for on Adaptive if you decide to take using your trial. If there's anyone who's trialing your application, you definitely see it. So the way I would normally build applications is that I would set up the trial to be, say, 3 days to 30 days, depending on the plan. But I think 30 days is a lot. So what I'll do is that I'll tell you to try for 3 days, but you can sign up for a weekly plan for a particular discount. You can sign up for a weekly plan for cheap, or you can sign up for a monthly plan for cheap, but you can actually sign up and use the app for 3 days. So you see here, the revenue card gives you all of this. It helps you to predict how much you would make, how much revenue you will likely make, what's going on in your application. And then for Adaptive, you can also see majority of your analytics, right? Active trial, grace period, billing issues, and the rest. But you will not be able to see everything until you upgrade to the pro. You'll not be able to see lifetime value of your customer, cohort, funnel, retention, conversion, retention, conversion, until you upgrade to the pro version. So that's the major thing here. You can't find all of these analytics until you pay. But you see, for revenue card, it's free for someone who's just getting started, and for someone who wants to make the best decision from the get go. Revenue card seem to be the best. So another tool that I think you should try is Stripe. Stripe is very cool, especially if your customers are in the US. So now you can go all the way out of iOS and collect payment from Stripe without any difficulty. But mind you, in all of this, iOS take their own percentage. They take a commission from every sales you make, and also Google Play Store take a commission from every sales you make. So that's something to think about. That's something to add whenever you are trying to pick a payment gateway. For Stripe also take a commission, but for every payment that is happening outside of iOS and Android, you don't have to pay iOS their commission. So if you're building web application, Then Stripe is very cool because Stripe will only charge you 2.9% plus 30 cent. That's the only thing that will charge you. You don't have to pay for the 30% that iOS will charge you after all. So if you're building for the US, I think you should explore Stripe, explore collecting payment outside of your application and then confirming and coming back. Once a tool that you can use to do that, you can either use WebView or probably you can use Zapier, you can use Buildchip or any of this other tool to confirm payment. So when the payment is made, it looks for that particular address or that email address or the ID of the person and update the role. So when the person comes back, that role has already been updated. It means that the person has paid. That's something that you have to think about when you are implementing all of that. So let's check out FlutterFlow dashboard. Let's check out this. So I'm going to check out this. I'm going to check out this application. Any application will do. I just want to show you that you will find revenue cards implemented and also where you'll find adaptive as you build the application. It's loading a bit slowly. I've been having trouble with ThreadFlow. I'm using a VPN right here. If I do not use the VPN, it doesn't really load, and I don't know why. I'm either using a VPN or I'm using the desktop application that comes with ThreadFlow so that I'm able to use the application. Okay, so if you come back here to settings, right, you'll be able to find the payment. So this is revenue card. Upgrade. Don't worry, I'm going to upgrade the account. But this is revenue card. So you have RazorPay if you're focused on India, and then you also have Stripe, right? Stripe. You also have Braintree, but this is the one I'm talking about today, revenue card. And then you might be asking me, how about Adaptive? So in order for you to use Adaptive, you would have to add Adaptive here as a custom library over here, and then Adaptive will be present in this particular project. That's what you have to do. So you can see all the status it comes with. It comes with all of these data types, which you need to be using in your application. And it comes with all of these enums, constraint, current profile. So mostly what you're going to be checking with Adaptive is to see if the current profile is available. If the current profile is available, then the person is that means the person is would likely want has an intent, right? The person is a customer, right? It's not a paying customer, but the person is a customer. And then you then have to check if their current profile and they have a status, and that status is, probably subscribed, or if it's not subscribed, then you're not going to allow the person to see the page, right? So this is the activate here. If it's activated, then you show. If it's not activated, then you don't show anything. Right? Adaptive comes in its own key, right? So you see the splash page and then you see the paywall page. Those are things that comes with Adaptive itself. So all you have to do is to put the library in here and your app would be pre-populated with everything that you need in order for you the to power payment inside your project. You can see all the things you have to do with Adaptive, but for a revenue card, all you have to do is to put your revenue card ID and your payment is set. Right. So thank you very much. Let me know what you think about payment with FlutterFlow. Let me know what payment platform you use. You use revenue card? Do you use Adaptive? What do you use? What do you look at before you add payments to your application? I just told you what I look at. I always look at the money. I look at the money. I look at the ease. I look at what I'm implementing. And if it's not going to give me any headache, I just, go ahead and use it. Let me know what you think in the comment section.